The Alsace Express was a train that traversed through the cold winter snow, glistening in the evening light. It was packed with passengers of all types: businessmen, government officials, adventurers, and spies. Among them were two unlikely passengers, a spy woman and a top-ranking official from the Ministry of Arts. They had never met before, but both were determined to make the most of their two-day journey. The mood on the train was lively, yet focused. Passengers discussed business deals, plotted espionage plans, and laughed at jokes shared with newfound friends. The spy woman and the top-ranking official stayed close, but kept their eyes and ears open. They were constantly sizing up the other passengers and weighing possible scenarios that could unfold during their adventure. As the train rolled across the icy plains, it began to snow heavily outside. Inside the carriage, conversations grew louder as the passengers tried to keep their spirits high on such a long ride.
The atmosphere was filled with laughter, witty comments, and friendly banter.
But nothing could distract the spy woman and the top-ranking official from their mission. Suddenly, an altercation broke out between two passengers. The spy woman and the top-ranking official moved quickly to break it up and defuse the situation. With calm demeanor and sharp minds, they managed to restore order on board the Alsace Express. Everyone applauded their discipline and ferocity. The hours flew by, and soon night fell across the landscape. Most of the passengers settled into their beds for the night, leaving the spy woman and top-ranking official free to explore their imaginations. They talked about their past lives and dreamed about what lay ahead. They also discussed their plan to outwit any adversaries they might encounter during their journey. Just before daybreak, the two passengers decided it was time to rest. As they drifted off to sleep, they made a solemn promise to each other. No matter what came their way, they would work together to complete their mission. When morning arrived, the Alsace Express was once again bustling with energy. Passengers were discussing the adventures they'd experienced overnight, while others were eagerly anticipating the day ahead. The spy woman and the top-ranking official were especially excited. They had devised a master plan to achieve success. Throughout the day, the two passengers worked together to execute their plan. The spy woman used her wit and cunning to uncover secrets, while the top-ranking official used his experience and knowledge to navigate the tricky political landscape. Both exhibited remarkable discipline and focus, and the other passengers looked on with admiration. Late in the afternoon, the Alsace Express began to slow down. Word had spread that the train was approaching its destination, and everyone was abuzz with anticipation. The spy woman and the top-ranking official felt a renewed sense of excitement. They were just hours away from completing their mission.
After a few more stops, the train finally reached its final destination.
The two passengers disembarked and were greeted by a small crowd of cheering fans. The spy woman and the top-ranking official had achieved success, and everyone wanted to celebrate. Back on the platform, the spy woman and the top-ranking official shared hugs and smiles with their supporters. There was much laughter, dancing, and joyous celebration. It was a moment none of them would ever forget. The two passengers spent the next few days exploring their new surroundings. Everywhere they went, they were met with cheers and invitations to share stories of their adventure.
Everyone wanted to hear about their daring feats aboard the Alsace Express.
On the last day of their visit, the spy woman and the top-ranking official threw a grand banquet for all their friends and family.
They spoke of courage, determination, and friendship, values that had brought them all the way down the tracks.
The night ended with one final toast to the Alsace Express, the vessel that had taken them on a thrilling adventure and had revealed so many of life's secrets. Everyone raised their glasses in a rousing cheer, and the party continued until the early hours of the morning. The following morning, the spy woman and the top-ranking official said goodbye to their new friends and hopped back onto the Alsace Express.
As the train pulled out of the station, they waved to the crowd and promised to come back soon.
The return journey was calmer than before, but no less exciting. The two passengers discussed their plans for the future, deciding which paths they should take and how they could use the lessons they'd learned on the Alsace Express. As the night sky darkened, the two travelers snuggled up in their blankets and watched the stars twinkle outside the window. The conversation eventually turned to laughter, and they shared jokes, silly stories, and clever puns. Before long, they were fast asleep. When morning arrived, they found themselves in familiar territory. The Alsace Express was drawing closer to the end of its journey, and the two passengers looked forward to seeing what awaited them at their destination. Finally, the train pulled into the station. The two passengers disembarked and were welcomed by their loved ones with hugs and congratulatory words. As they set off for home, they couldn't help but look back and smile at the amazing adventure they'd just been on. They'd discovered things about themselves and each other that would stay with them for the rest of their lives. As they drove away, the spy woman and the top-ranking official promised to reunite someday and embark on another exhilarating journey aboard the Alsace Express.